the news broke that I think it was May the 9th, Daniel Dubois, Fabio Wardley. And when I look at that fight, it's just fireworks. Just I'm
Oh,
excited for it. I
mate.
don't know about you, Duke.
Oh, mate. You know what? When I heard that they'd made Dubois and Wardley, I started to salivate at the mouth. You know, we no, honestly to God, you know what? We've been absolutely spoiled, and I mean spoiled, because the heavyweight division is the flag bearer for world boxing, right? The heavyweight division, everybody looks up to because it's the big boys. Now, we've been spoilt with some good heavyweight title fights. You know, we had Dubois, AJ, we had Usyk and Fury. You had Fury against I can't even remember now. But anyway, but we had a whole mix of we had the Fury, the double act with Usyk. So he's had two fights there. You know, we've been spoilt with some really good fights, some really big fights. And now this one for me, right up there. Now, as you know, I'm a bit of a Dubois fan. I like Daniel Dubois because I like him. Just because I like him doesn't mean I can't give you an unbiased professional opinion because, in my opinion, he ain't going to beat Wardley. Wardley, you know what? They need to put some respect on Fabio Wardley's name. To call out Fabio Wardley as a potential, I don't know. I don't have to look at this. This isn't a warm-up fight. You don't call Fabio Wardley out as a warm-up. You know, this is for the world title. So, like I say, they need to put some respect on his name because Fabio Wardley's a world champion now in his own right. And that 5% I'm just talked to you about, he's 5% better now than what he was before he won the title, because that's what it gives you when you win a world title. Now, he's just beaten Joseph Parker, right? And messed him up quite badly. It wasn't an easy fight. It ebbed and flowed for periods in that fight, but ultimately, Wardley got the job done. That's what he does. He gets the job done. Look at his career. Now, he would have improved. And a lot is to be said of Daniel Dubois because he's got an excellent jab. That was the difference between him and AJ when they fought was that jab. It was just beautiful. Wardley's got a good jab. And if Wardley's jab has improved since winning that title, then it's a battle of the jabs. And as you know, in heavyweight boxing, unlike any other weight division, you're one punch from victory, one punch from disaster. So it's not a question of the first one to land because Dubois, there isn't enough lateral movement. You can only teach him so much. Dubois he's been to the top of that tree. He's tasted world title success. He knows what it is to be a world champion. You can't really improve when you've been a world champion. I mean, you never stop learning, but it's whether you can actually take that and put it into action. For me, there's not enough movement from Daniel Dubois. And once those bullets start getting fired, then once those shots start coming in, boy, someone's getting knocked out. It's gonna be, you know what, their styles are gonna blend so well. Because like I say, they're both punchers, they both box reasonably well, they both got reasonably good stamina. And as soon as that bell goes, mate, don't blink. Don't blink. It's going to be, boy, you know what? Like I said, I'm quite excited about that one. I like Fabio Wardley. I've said many, many times before that they need to make that boy the president of the Who Needs Him club. You don't need Fabio Wardley. He's young. He's hungry. He hits hard. He's got a will. His will is, he reminds me of his will I'm talking about. He reminds me of someone like a Joe Fraser type guy, that just won't sit down, just keeps coming after you. No matter what you throw at him, keeps coming after you. He hounds you and then he puts you to sleep. So if I'm going Wardley on this one. I'm going Wardley on this one. I don't like I say, I like Dubois and I don't know, boy, you know what? I'm going Wardley. I think Wardley wins this one.
So you say Wardley, and I just want to kind of look at almost both sides of the coin for Dubois. Obviously, coming off the Usyk loss, a loss to Wardley, you can only really take it in one way with the way you see Wardley finishing fights. It probably is a stoppage. But then when you look at the other side of Dubois, obviously he's coming off the Usyk loss. Do you think he might almost go a bit under the radar in this fight? Obviously, would you agree that Dubois is the better boxer than Fabio Wardley with his amateur pedigree? I mean, could he go under the radar in this fight?
Yeah, listen. Yeah, Dubois probably is the better boxer,
Mm.
but for me, Dubois switches off too easily.
Yeah.
Now, let's look at the Usyk fight as an example. I know Usyk's a southpaw. Usyk can make anybody look ordinary, which he did to Dubois with his southpaw skills. But he never got out of starting blocks early, Dubois, like he needed to. I mean, get behind that lovely jab that he's got. He never started pumping it out and using it. Whether he'll do that against Wardley, we're gonna find out. But what Dubois needs to do, in my opinion, this is a bad move for him. When you lose in a world title fight, when you get knocked out in a world title fight, your confidence is at its lowest ebb. I know I've been there, right? The only way you come back is by getting 1 or 2 warm-up fights to get your confidence back. So just to let yourself know, I still got those moves are still in me. You can't question that on fight night. Do I still have it or not? So if the Wardley fight goes more than, I'd say between 6, if it goes more than 6 rounds, then I can't see Dubois winning. Regardless of that, whether it goes 6 rounds or not, if it goes 6 rounds, I see Wardley winning. If it goes the distance, I still see Wardley winning. I just don't see how he loses. This is heavyweight boxing, and anybody can get knocked out at any given time because these two are 2 murderous punches. But this is world-class boxing we're talking about, where anything can happen. So don't blink. Let's just strap ourselves in, mate, because it's right up there for me with the heavyweight title fights.
Definitely. I mean, another fight I know you were excited about, and you shared a post about it yesterday about Boots and Virgil Ortiz. I mean, we know there's a lot going on in the background, but if that fight is to materialize, I mean, just what a fight! What a fight that would be.
Since the beginning of this Riyadh season, we've had fights that we may never have seen. Now, I know this isn't part of the Riyadh season, or this is just a fight that's been made because it's been spoken about for so long. And I'm so glad that they finally got it. Because now you've got probably the 2 best junior middleweights in the world squaring off. Nobody's shot to pieces. Nobody's over the hill. Obviously, the other champions are going to have something to say about that, Josh Kelly being one of them. But Boots Ennis, in many people's eyes, is the next big thing in world boxing. He's been mooted. People have been talking about him being the next big thing for so long now because he was such an outstanding welterweight. Now he's jumped up to the junior light middleweight division. He would appear to be the complete package, smaller version of Crawford. Yeah. Switch hitter, lovely mover, good stamina, hits hard, well-educated, doesn't cut, doesn't go down. No obvious chinks in his armor. How are you going to beat that guy? Now Ortiz, to his credit, yeah, he's got the balls of a brass monkey. He's strong. He hits hard. He's got good stamina. But you're not going to eat all of that. You can't outbox Boots Ennis. You're not going to outbox him because Ortiz's style isn't made to do that, right? He likes it rough and ready. The problem he's got with Boots Ennis, that guy's so adaptable. He adapts so easily. He can go from left to right, right to left. He's beautiful to watch. Beautiful body puncher. Studied him. He slips lovely shots into the body, and some of them are quite sickening. I wouldn't want to be on the end of those shots because he gets maximum leverage on it. So anywhere that Ortiz wants it, if he wants to fight, then he'll fight him. I'm sure Boots Ennis, but he's too smart. He's too smart. He'll outbox him. And again, I don't see that one going the distance. I see Boots Ennis being champion. Undoubtedly, he's such a good fighter.
Definitely. And just last call before I let you go. Obviously, there's reports in America that Errol Spence Jr. is making a return after 3 years out the ring. I imagine that excites you against Tim Tszyu. I mean, just first of all, what do you make on his return?
It's great for the sport.
Yeah.
We need as many big names in the sport of boxing as possible. He's an established champion. 3 years is a long time. We're not looking at Sugar Ray Leonard in your man there. We're not. Sugar Ray Leonard had 3 years to come back off and fought Marvelous Marvin Hagler. and beat the legend. I still think Hagler won, mind you. But, you know, Tim Tszyu's no pushover. Tim Tszyu, this is his world title fight. Tim Tszyu, this is the lottery fight. If he can beat Spence, he's right back in there. So, again, it's a tough one to call even. Because, like I say, Tim Tszyu, that guy he don't mess around. You know, it's a tough one. I'd like to see him come back with, you know, a proper warm-up fight, just to shake off the ring rust, just to make sure everything's still firing. I hope for Spence's sake that they get this one right. I hope they get it right. I want him to win. I hope he wins.
Kell Brook said he wants the winner. What do you make of that?
I'd fight the winner for that kind of money.
True.
Let's get it right. Listen, Kell Brook can call out whoever he wants. You know, he's an established world champion. Of course he can. He's making all the right noises. You know, listen, like you can take time off from the game now and step back and step straight into a world title fight. That's the business that we're in now. There was a time where you had to earn your spot in the world rankings before you got a world title fight. But it would appear today all you have to be is a celebrity, get enough clicks, get enough followers, and you can walk yourself into anything. So anything's possible. So again, for Brook, money fight. It's a great payday. Great payday.
Definitely. And Duke, just last one before I let you go. I gave the names Chris Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn to Kell Brook, and I saw his eyes light up. And I imagine, you'll know as a fighter, you never lose that kind of fight. And I imagine you sit there now and still think, I could beat that guy, I could beat this guy. If you put Kell Brook in now, and I know obviously we have to see how he looks in April, but against a Eubank or a Benn, how do you see that playing out?
Yeah. Well, listen, you know what? I've only met Kell Brook, I think, once or twice in my life. Just to say hello to, hi, how are you? That sort of thing. I like him. He's a nice guy. He's been out for a long time, and I would hate to see him come back now and get smashed by a young, you know, fired up, whoever. Do you know what I mean? I really would. He was a good world champion. He was fighting good world champions, back in the day. But really, he's had his day. He should walk away now with his head held high. Kell Brook I'm talking about as a former world champion. I wouldn't want to see him lose to any of those two.
No, well, Duke, thank you as always for your time. I really appreciate it.